What's up? Welcome to Onecraknews. It's your boy Karceno here. And the police have arrested the wrong man. The wrong man was arrested. And I've been through this. Misidentification happens a lot, especially to black people. They had to take my middle initial out of my name to keep this from happening to me. The Secretary of State had to take Karceno's middle name initial out his name because there's somebody who was born the same day as me. The same day. Different counties, but on the same birthday. We have the same last name, same middle initial. Our first names are different. That's it. He's 6'1", I'm 5'11". And I know all of his information. He probably knows all of mine. And unfortunately, he has traffic issues. And that kept getting me pulled over. Because the police runs on a system of a sound deck. And what it means is your name will come up and any other name that sounds like your name. Just in case somebody had an alias or they took a piece of your name and one of those things get a buzz or a hit, then they gonna ask questions and pry. This could be him. And our social security numbers are only one number different. That's it. So at a quick glance, you would think that's my driver's license number. Same thing. One number different. Social security number. One number different. So I know his social. I know his driver's license number. I know everything about that guy. And I'm quite sure he knows everything about me. He probably tells the cop, hey, I'm him. That's not me. I'm him. He probably don't exist. He can go get a driver's license in my name. And in this case, I understood it. See, in March, charges was filed against these two men who threatened an informant working for the police on January 9th with a shooting that took place in Griffin, Illinois, I believe. And it left this lady who was 18 years old in Valparaiso, Ayana Ortiz. She was dead. Okay, the defendants who were charged with the intimidation was Caesar and Cortez Rogers. And they're the sons of Juarez Rogers, one of the people charged with the murder in Ortiz's death. Right? Now, in early April, the police, the attorneys, everybody else realized that the wrong Cortez Rogers had been arrested and charged in the case. Prosecutors initially charged 26-year-old Cortez Rogers, who was arrested and booked in Cook County Jail in Chicago. The person who was supposed to be charged was 18-year-old Cortez Rogers. When the mistake was realized, the 26-year-old Cortez Rogers was released from prison and charging documents were corrected to include the 18-year-old Cortez Rogers. Now, the 18-year-old turned himself in to Lake County Jail on April the 3rd. Emilio Perez, the guy from the Lake Sheriff County's department, told the police who investigated the case, they conducted an internal investigation into what led up to the mix-up. They said, I would consider this a perfect storm of misidentification. That's all they said. It's a very unfortunate situation, and we are sorry that Mr. Rogers experienced that for the 2 days in county jail. But just like in my case, there are similarities with the two Cortez Rogers that should be noted. You know, they both have the same name. Both men are between the ages of 18 and 26. Live in Illinois, share the same middle initial. The height of the two men are 1 inch apart. Their weights are about 10-pound difference. The Humbard investigator in the case said that they utilized many different sources to identify Carlos Rogers, but was unable to locate any photos or identifiers. So, anyway, now the mix-up has been fixed. In my case, I have been through so many situations and pulled over so many times. I was able to explain it to the cops why they were sitting there, like why they were even doing it. Then I would take it. They even measured me. I'm like, the guy is like 180 pounds and he's 6'1", which means he's like Snoop Dogg. He's super skinny. I'm not 100 and I'm like, dude, I'm not that size at all. He was super skinny. Me, they took me out to measure me one time. Like, yeah, he's about 5'11", about 5'10", 5'11". I'm like, I know how tall I am. So it can be an inconvenience. One time I was on my way on a date. We were going to the movies, and I was going to pick her up, and I got delayed because they pulled me over. They was finna arrest me and everything, put me in the back of the car, and I'm like, okay, now you got me cuffed and put in the car, and I showed you all my legal paperwork that I am who I say I am. And there's nothing on my record seeing that, and your computer validates what I'm saying is true. And you still finna arrest me. So when we get to the station, just let you know you're gonna have a lawsuit on your hands. Next thing you know, they stopped and they start checking. Then they took me out the car and they uncuffed me and said, we're sorry for the misunderstanding. And I was like, look, I got to get this taken care of. So the Secretary of State, if this went all the way to the Secretary of State, and they had to come up with a way to prevent this because I was getting pulled over unnecessarily for no reason. And they knew a lawsuit was massively coming. So they's like, look, can you just take the middle initial out your name? So on my driver's license. So on my driver's license, my middle initial isn't there. Because they don't want my name coming up with that guy's name no more. None, no more. That's the only way they can come up with a solution to stopping this misidentification problem. That shows you how flawed the system really is. So, if you like what you heard, you want to donate to your boy, hit me up on the Cash App. You know, the name's Karceno still on the Cash App. Y'all should know me. And I'm out. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button here on Onecraknews.